Hello and welcome to the Bodhi Academy. I am Mahanta Naik and today we will learn class 9 science chapter 6, that is tissues. Now in earlier classes we have learned that all living organisms are made up of cells and these cells perform various life processes in the organisms. Now, in unicellular organisms, all the life processes are carried out by single cell. So, a single cell will carry out digestion, reproduction, respiration, excretion, etc. But in multicellular organisms, there are millions of cells. So, different groups of cells will perform different function. That is, a particular group of cell will perform digestion, another group of cells will perform respiration, some other group of cells will perform excretion. So in multicellular organism there is a division of labor, and because of this division of labor or the sharing of different work, these cells in multicellular organisms will work more efficiently. Now in unicellular organisms, all the processes, that is digestion, respiration, excretion, reproduction, everything has to be done by only one cell. But in multicellular organisms, one group of cell will perform digestion, another group of cell will perform reproduction, another group of cells will perform excretion. So in this way there is a division of all the work or division of labor. Now let us see what is a tissue. A tissue is a group of cells that are similar in structure and work together to achieve a particular function. So it is a group of cells which have similar structure, that is they have similar shape and size and work together to achieve a particular function. So they work together to achieve a particular function. Let us see the characteristics or importance of these tissues. The formation of tissues has brought about division of labor in multicellular organisms. As I have already said, there is division of labor due to the tissue formation. Then tissues become organized to form organs and organs into organ system. Now these clusters or groups of cells will give rise to a organ, and then that will give rise to a organ system. For example, these tissues, the tissues in an animal or a human will form an organ. For example, heart, one heart, then lungs, stomach, etc. Then all these organs will work together and form an organ system. Then the workload of individual cells has been decreased. So due to this tissue formation and division of labor, the workload of an individual cell in multicellular organisms is decreased. That is, the cell doesn't have to carry out all the functions. It will only perform the specific function allotted to it. Then due to improved organization and higher efficiency, multicellular organisms have higher survival rate. They have higher survival rate. Now types of tissues. Do you think the tissues or the structure of cells in animals and in plants will be same, or will they perform the same functions in plants and in animals? Now the tissue is classified into two types, plant tissue and animal tissue. Now a major noticeable difference between these two organisms, that is plants and animals, is that plants are stationary. The plants are stationary. That is, they don't move. They don't move. And animals can move. They do move in search of food, shelter or meat. Now let us first see plant tissue. So plants do not move. That means they will need more protection or more structural strength. So these plants usually contain cells with thick cell walls, which provides them mechanical support to stand upright. Plant has to stand upright, so they have cells with thick cell wall which provides more mechanical support. Now another difference is that in plants the growth occurs in only in certain regions. In plants the growth is localized in certain regions. Growth in certain locations or certain regions. Whereas in animals there is overall growth. Overall growth of tissues. That is, all the cells in animal body will be dividing, whereas in plants only the tissues in certain regions will divide and will lead to the growth of plant. Now based on this we will first see plant tissues. Now plant tissues are classified into two types: meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. Meristematic tissues are actively dividing tissues. That is, they will continuously undergo division to form more cells and which will lead to the growth of the plant. So it consists of undifferentiated actively dividing cells, that is helps in the growth of the plant. Now these meristematic tissues are found in those regions of plants that grow. Example: shoot tip, root tip and cambium. So as I have said, these are found in those regions of plants that grow. So in plants the regions which grow are the shoot tip, then the lateral region or the cambium region, and then in roots the root tip will grow. So this part and these parts will usually have the meristematic tissues. Now these tissues are living and bring about an increase in the length and girth of the plant. So meristematic tissues are always living. These are the living tissues. Then let us see the characteristics of meristematic tissues. The cells are in active stage of cell division. As I have said, they divide and form new cells which leads to the growth of plant. Then each meristematic cell contains dense or abundant cytoplasm and a single large nucleus. So each cell will have a large nucleus it will have, and it will have a dense cytoplasm. Then the meristematic cells are compactly arranged without any spaces between them. Now these cells will be very compactly arranged and there will be no spaces between them. So here there will be no spaces between these cells. So they will be compactly arranged. Then the cell wall is made up of thin cellular layer. Then these cells may be spherical, oval, polygonal or rectangular in shape. So this can be spherical, oval or polygonal or rectangular in shape. These meristematic cells may contain or may not contain vacuoles. As we know, vacuoles are the air cavities or these cells may contain may or may not contain vacuoles. Let us see the function of meristematic tissue. they have the ability to divide, so they will contribute towards the growth of the plant. That is the most important function. Then the cells of root tips and shoot tips bringing about an increase in the length of the plant, the same thing. Then the cells of lateral region, that is cambium, bring about an increase in the girth. So they will essentially increase the length and the girth of the plant. Then types of meristematic tissues. There are three types of meristematic tissues, that is apical meristem, lateral meristem and the intercalary meristem. Now apical meristem is present at the apex of the root or the stem. Here we have a diagram of a plant and this is the apical meristem. It is present at the apex of the stem. So it is called as apical meristem, whereas in case of root, the apical meristem will be present at the tip of the root. Then it is responsible for the increase of the axis, that is there will be cell division and growth in this direction. So it will be responsible for the increase in length. Then lateral meristem, they lie on the lateral side of the stem or root. Now lateral meristem will lie at the side of the stem or at the lateral side of the root. And this meristem, lateral meristem, will result in the increase in girth of the plant. This lateral meristem will increase the girth or the thickness of the stem or the root. Then intercalary meristem. Intercalary meristem lie at the base of the leaves or internodes of the twigs. Now these are the intercalary meristem. They lie at the base of the leaves or internodes of the twigs. These will help in the longitudinal growth of the plant. That is, they are responsible for the increase in length of the internodal region. Then permanent tissues. We will cover the next part in the next video, that is permanent tissues, the types of permanent tissues. We will see all these in the next video. So in this video we have seen what are tissues, how they are, how they function. We have learnt about plant tissues, animal tissues, and the first type of plant tissues, that is meristematic tissues. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe.